listening to Angel Talk with Sue, with your host Sue Broome. Sue, take it away. Excuse my voice.
Okay, we're sending angels to Mark right now. Thank you, Mark. Obviously, the angels are surrounding you. I can feel it. They're hugging you so tightly. So you are listening. They're giving him a lozenge. You are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I don't know where everyone is from, so over the next few weeks, I'm going to be asking you, the listeners, to help me find out where you're from. So there's a couple different places that you can post. If you are on Facebook, you can go to, I have created a Facebook group called Angel Talk with Sue, and you can go ahead and post where you're listening live from. And also on Thrive Talk Network, there is the web chat box. So if you want to go in there and post where you're listening from, that would be fabulous. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate everyone that's listening and all the replays. I say this every Monday, but I get so excited for coming on the radio, and I can just feel the excitement well up in me. And when I listen to the replays, I can feel it bursting through my voice and my cheeks. So hopefully you can hear it and feel it as well. Today, we do have a guest that I will be introducing in just a minute here. I do want to let everyone know that we have the Virtual Psychic Fair. This is an online event that happens once a month for 2 days, but we do have the Virtual Psychic Fair coming up this weekend, and it is an opportunity for you anywhere in the world to go online to virtualpsychicfair.com, and you can get readings through the different readers that are available. And it's also a place where I do free weekly angel card readings that are posted out there, so you can check and see what the angels have to say about the week that's coming up. So hopefully you'll go out and check that out. Now today, as soon as I bring Melanie on, we'll be taking questions through the web chat. If you're available through the web chat, you can ask your question and aim it toward the conversation. And if someone has an angel question, I will save those until after the show through the web chat. So if you have any angel questions. So I would like to introduce Melanie Banayat, and she is going to be one of the fabulous 6 speakers at an upcoming event here in Prescott, Arizona, northern Arizona, called Jumpstart Your Healing Journey, and it's this Saturday and Sunday at the Hacienda Inn in downtown Prescott. Melanie, are you with us?
I am.
Yay!
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Melanie. There's always, like I hold my breath a little bit. It's like, okay, she was there a little bit ago. Is she still there?
I'm here.
So thank you so much for joining. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm getting this weekend. I am really excited that we can pull, and I know, of course, we're 2 of the 6 fabulous people speakers this weekend, but it's a great opportunity that like-minded people can come and listen to 6 people, and everybody gets a chance to do their workshop for 90 minutes. So I'm getting excited. Are you?
I am too. It's a really great lineup. I think you guys put together a really good weekend for people. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I think so too. And now you and I are ending the weekend on Sunday. You start at 10 o'clock. And just to give everyone an idea of what your title is, it's Stretch Your Brave, Unmask Your Confidence in Your Life and Business in an Authentic Way. So I have a question. Yes. Now, I know you have a book also, and the Stretch Your Brave, Hack Your Story. So that's the name of your book. So what does the Stretch Your Brave, what does that really mean?
Well, I've been doing workshops for the past 7 years for a group of, it's actually for a therapeutic boarding school for teenagers. And in these workshops, we have some activities that we call a stretch. And so it really was inspired by those activities that we would do with the parents. We work with the parents, not with the teenagers. And they really had to reach into that brave part of themselves to do some of these stretches. And so that was really the inspiration behind the title. It's just, it takes a lot for someone to look into their story, look into their past, and explore some of those things that are still causing them problems today. So that's really what it's about. It's about digging into your story, and a lot of us would rather do anything else except go back to some of those places.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure, especially with working with teenagers, they don't have 50 years of reprogramming like I would have.
Yes,
so
it's true. By the time their parents come in, they're like, wow, I've been trying to avoid this for years. Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure that you probably have a way of really helping them stretch in different ways than their parents probably ever could.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we work with the parents, not with the teenagers themselves. And
okay.
Yeah, and it's an honor, and it's very fun to see these parents get back in touch with some of these stories in their lives that they haven't visited for a long time. And then to come around and say, wow, I'm so glad you helped me go back there, because now I can see what I'm missing. I can see how I'm limiting my life. And so it's very fun to help them open those doors and set those things free, that they just keep carrying around like awful luggage that gets heavy through the years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I can imagine it. It sounds really interesting too. And talking about teenagers, and then looking from me having, I had worked in hospice for several years, working with people at the end of their life, and the stories that the kids of the hospice patients would have. So it's coming from a different generation, but it really could potentially be the same type thing, couldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think, and especially people who are in their 40s and 50s now, and they're dealing with their teenagers, and they're dealing with their aging parents. They're right in the middle. They're getting it from both sides. So and it is a very different experience. I have a mother who is in stage 3 dementia right now. Okay. And my youngest child is 20. So, I'm still in that sandwich generation, dealing with their sides and seeing how different, their perspectives on life are right now. It's fascinating to me. It's very fascinating.
Well, and I know that some of what you're going to be talking about this weekend on Sunday is about the isolation that people feel, whether it's because of something, because of their story, or because of something else that's coming up in their life. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So I in this in the work that I do at the workshops with the parents, we get to really uncover a lot of the adverse experiences that they've had in their lives that are impacting or influencing really how they think, how they feel, and how they behave in their life. And this isolation, it's fascinating what's going on right now in our society with technology and how our communication has changed. And as I'm listening to these parents and then also listening to my young adult kids and seeing the difference between communication, I mean, I think a lot of us think that the younger generation is the one that's really mostly impacted by technology and not making those in-person, deeper connections. But I'm seeing these parents are having just as much trouble with it as well. They're getting hooked into social media and texting and losing that in-person connection. And those connections seem a lot less, or they seem more superficial versus, going deeper, like you would if you were face-to-face with someone. And I can see it in the communication between the parents and their teenagers, where their kids, they want to communicate through text or instant messaging with their parents. Right. And mom and dad are frustrated because my kid doesn't talk to me. My kid never talks to me anymore. I can't have just a normal conversation. So there's definitely this divide of communication, and what I'm sensing and what I'm hearing even from my own adult kids is this feeling of isolation, feeling lonelier than they've ever felt before. I mean, my son just was traveling around different parts of the world. This is my 20-year-old for the past 8 months, and he really didn't, have that connection. That in fact, his cell phone broke shortly after he got there and went without a cell phone, which has pluses and minuses. All of a sudden he was thrown into having to talk to people instead of being hooked to his cell phone, which was great. It was eye-opening for him.
That is interesting. Yeah. You think about, because if you're, I see this all the time, and I know I do this. It's like, what's the name of that restaurant? And everybody grabs their phone and starts Googling it. To see, what time is the restaurant open, and what kind of food do they have, or are they open today, or whatever, versus, going up to stopping at a gas station like we used to have to do before all of the technology, and saying, okay, do you know where this restaurant is?
Yes, it's true. We just are not talking to each other. And this whole isolation thing, I mean, it's not a new thing. People have been, going into isolation for a long time. I mean, for me, my curiosity around it began very, very young. When my own mother lived a very isolated lifestyle. And I could tell just from all those years of her isolating from society and just really not letting her step out. And most of her isolation, I believe, was really more that she wanted to avoid all the confrontations that happen and any kind of possible shaming or just humiliation, uncomfortable difference of opinion. She just didn't want to engage in any of that. So her world got a lot smaller. And unfortunately, it also impacted her in a very negative way. So, so my fascination with this whole isolation thing and how it impacts your health, mental health, physical health, it's very impactful. And it really drives a lot of the work that I do and why I like working with people in this way.
And you said that now you do mostly group events. Is that right? Is it just teenagers, or do you do group events? Like would you do an event for like anybody, women or men, that are in situations where they're isolating themselves? Do you have workshops like that available?
Yeah, I actually don't work with teenagers at all. I really work with the parents, and I work with women of all. Well, most of the women that I work with are usually 35, 40 and up, and then also with parents who are right around those same age ranges. Mm-hmm. And so the workshops seem to be a lot more. It's a different energy than working one-on-one. Working one-on-one with people is, I mean, it's really great, and there's a lot of people who are ready to work one-on-one, but for some reason, the group workshops, the dynamics that happens in these workshops is very powerful. So there's something about being around your peers and experiencing that vulnerability that people step into in those situations, and you realize, wow, I'm not the only one suffering through this. There are a lot of people in very similar situations. And, in the one-on-one sessions, they don't get to really see that they show up and they have a session and they still feel like, I'm so alone in this, in this pain or whatever I'm, struggling with right now. And that's why I really like doing the group workshops. And
that's
definitely
awesome.
I'm definitely plan on doing more of that in the future.
Well, and it's funny because you keep saying teenagers and you keep saying, Sue, I'm not doing teenagers, but maybe it's in your future, Melanie.
Well, I do have a few people that I'm in association with that are very good in working with the teenagers and in families all together. But I like working with the parents.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to pause for just a couple minutes here, Miss Melanie. And when we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the groups and the group dynamics. So everyone, you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network. And at the end of every single week, we do a short meditation. And if you're enjoying the meditations, you can log into Thrive Talk Network every day at 7 a.m. Eastern and listen to Meditate with the Angels. These have been going phenomenally well, I might add. And all of the replays for both Angel Talk and the Meditate with the Angels are on Thrive Talk Network's YouTube. So we'll be right back with Melanie Banayat.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
And you're back with Angel Talk with Sue. Sue, take it away.
Thank you, Mark. And yes, we are on with Melanie Banayat. And before we get back into talking about group dynamics versus one-on-one, Mark, you said that there was a question on the web chat?
Yes, there is. This is from Autumn. Hello, Sue and Melanie. I need some advice. I am the single mom of a very bright 16-year-old boy. We have always been close. Lately, the only way I can have any contact with him is through Facebook. I know as a mother he is going through something traumatic now, and he just will not let me in to help. He tells me to mind my business. What do I do?
Wow, Melanie. I'm going to let you handle that question from Autumn.
That's a tough one. Now, how old did she say her
16.
son was?
16.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty common these days for kids to fall into that. And in fact, my son did when he was around that same age. And I would really honestly recommend getting help because without having that ongoing communication and there's this blocking that's going on, it's harder to know what's happening in his life. So reaching out for some counseling for yourself with either school, whoever he is, his counselor at his school, so that they may have some insight. If he's involved with coaches, any sort of after-school activities where he's got contact with other people, and really just kind of getting an idea what's happening in his life that way. Because I know for me, when my son was falling into that pattern, once I started getting involved with his coaches and counselors at school, my world opened up. My eyes opened up to what was going on. And they can very easily fall into this trap of they don't need you don't, mom and dad don't really get what's going on in my life. Well, of course we don't, because you're not letting me in.
Right.
But once I started getting more involved with people who did know, there was more opportunities for me to understand what was going on and talk to him from that position, where I knew where he was struggling in his cross-country activities and some other problems that he was facing. And I also discovered that his grades were starting to fall. So, and not knowing that he was also falling asleep in class. There were some other things going on. So I would say a good place to start is just making connections with people that he's connected with, on a regular basis.
That's awesome. And, my advice to any mother, Autumn, Melanie, it doesn't matter how old your kids are, how young your kids are, is call on the angels. One thing as a mother, and I'm not a mother, but one thing is, as a mother, you can always call on the guardian angels of your kids to watch over them. And also Archangel Michael is always a good one to call in to keep people safe. And, And, I remember with my brother, this was a couple years ago, I was hearing the pain in his voice, and there was nothing more that I could do. And when I got off the phone, I was living in this house, and I'm standing in the middle of my living room yelling at the top of my lungs for the angels and my mom and dad, who were on the other side, to go be with him and surround him and hold him so close that he can feel the love from them, because there wasn't anything more physically that I could do, but I knew that that would help him, and it did. It shifted some things for him. So, but thank you, Melanie, for the answer. And I think all right. So I'm looking.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I have one more thing to say. One of the things that if your son is willing to communicate with you through Facebook, and I'm taking it that's like through instant messenger. I'm just making an assumption here, but just the fact that he hasn't closed you off completely is a good sign. And it also gives you an opportunity to ask some kind of open-ended questions, staying away from those kind of why questions, and getting into, just questions that he can't say yes or no to, but things that open up a conversation between you.
Yeah. Yeah, not
really
did you learn anything at
them.
school today? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Not
It's
asking
really
the question, did you learn anything, but what did you learn today?
Yeah, what exactly did you learn today? But, when you become curious about them and you let them know, hey, I really am interested in your life and I want to get to know you better, I think that's a great opportunity. So if he's willing to meet you there on Facebook for communication, go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And it's funny because I can't remember who told me that, but when I used to hang out with the neighbor girl back in when I was still in Wisconsin, and her and I would go walking, and I remember somebody saying, you don't ask the kids yes or no questions. And I would catch myself, I would ask one, and it's like, okay, wait a minute, Sue, you need to rephrase that. It's like, well, so what did you learn in math today? Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you find out all kinds of things. So thank you for answering that.
And Sue, Autumn wrote
Yes.
back, thank you both. Sue, maybe later you can ask the angels to tell me what's going on with him.
Well, all right, Autumn. I will pull a card or two after the show, and we'll see what the angels have to say about that. Oh, very good. I'm glad. Thank you, Autumn, for letting us know too. I really appreciate that. So, and Melanie, thank you for taking the question. So, perfect. So let's go back to, you said that about the groups versus the one-on-one. And first, I have to say, I totally agree with you. I do a lot of talks at different events, and I love the group dynamics. I love the energy of pulling everybody in and sharing the same theme or the same idea, because then it actually helps everybody open and expand from there. Is that what you see in the groups that you do?
It is. It's very powerful, and it's also very supportive. People usually attend these type of events, workshops, ready to dig in, ready to open up and be a little more vulnerable than they would someplace else. And that's what's missing. I mean, that's what's missing in our society, is just us being real. We walk around and it's like, hey, how's your day? And it's like, fine. And when really inside you're going, it's not fine. It's falling apart. And I just wish I had somebody to talk to, or and so in these workshops, it's really fun to see everybody going, oh my gosh, it just hearing somebody else's story puts my life back into perspective.
Yeah, and there is really, because we are all connected, and I'm sure that there's a theme that shows up at the beginning, probably pretty early on in any workshop that you do. There's a theme that shows up that you maybe weren't anticipating, but as the workshop goes on, you can see the theme, because people are so connected, and there's just that thread that gets weaved throughout the workshop.
Yes, there's something magical that happens when you realize that we're all interconnected, and the energy in the room is just so, and it, as a whole, it's very powerful. I mean, there have definitely been workshops where there'll be one or two people who, for some reason, they're just not able to let themselves go there where everyone else is going. And those are those kind of moments where you're like, okay, is this going to really change the dynamic of the rest of the group? But it's, the majority of the people, they're there and this is what they want, and it's kind of overpowers the negativity, the little bits of negativity that are in there. So, yeah, it's very, the interconnection is amazing. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because when you have a lower vibration and a higher vibration, and I know this is a little bit different than that, but it really is along the same vein, because if you have multiple people at the higher vibration and there's less people at the lower vibration, they actually bring the lower vibration up. And so I would think that more people that are sharing, it helps bring the other ones. It's like, well, you know what? I feel a little bit better. I can feel maybe my heart expanding a little bit or opening up just a little bit. So I am okay to share. I might not share the whole story, but maybe I'll share a little snippet of it.
Yes, that they at least by the end of the workshop, there's been a shift.
Right.
I rarely seen anybody walk out of a workshop without something shifting, and they're ready to start looking at things differently. Yeah, I agree.
If you were to say, let's see, how can I say this? If you can give one thing that somebody could do to help shift from isolation or help shift into opening and being more vulnerable, or being the supportive one, and just have it be, okay, if you just do this for the next week to 10 days, you'll see a shift in yourself. What would that be?
Wow. Well, I would say to give yourself some pause before jumping into, your typical patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Because what happens is, on our daily basis, we'll have emotional triggers throughout our day, and we kind of plow through our day without pause.
Right.
And I would say just really over the next week or so, before you hop straight into your default, is to just pause and think and on reality's terms. It's like, what's really happening in this moment? Because emotional triggers there's something that's creating that emotional trigger, and it's typically something from your past, some sort of adverse experience, or just typical ways that you've dealt with things in the past. But taking a moment to pause and ask yourself, well, first of all, and then moving into kind of clearing your mind. So if that's meditation or doing whatever it takes to bring yourself into the present moment versus being distracted by so many things. And then moving into asking yourself, is this thought, feeling, or belief that I'm going through right now, is it accurate? Is it true? Or is it connected to some past experience that is informing me and influencing me in a certain way? It's influencing my patterns of thinking, feeling, behaving, my assumptions, my beliefs. is this real? And when we just can stop ourselves and give ourselves that moment, I think that it's a very, very simple thing, but it's very helpful to just take the time to do that. And it's really only takes, a minute.
That's
and
right.
We can all just take a minute and go through that process. It's really amazing how, we can see that we do make a tremendous amount of assumptions on a daily basis about different circumstances. We do that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right, Melanie, we're going to pause for another break. And one of the things that I wanted to encourage our listeners about, Melanie's talking about taking a pause, and meditation may be one of those things. So you can always listen to 7 a.m. Eastern every single day to meditate with the angels on Thrive Talk Network. So we will be right back. You're listening live to Angel Talk with Sue, 1 p.m. Eastern every Monday, and we're listening live today. And the guest we have is Melanie Banayat. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you. Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
And you're back with Angel Talk with Sue. Sue?
Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Melanie. We really appreciate you coming on today and talking about the isolation and the importance of having somebody there, a group there, or at least a person that you can be more vulnerable and have a support group in case if that's what it is that you need. And thank you for coming on and sharing the excitement for Jumpstart Your Healing Journey coming up this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. I am very excited about it.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Well,
and thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you. And if anybody wants to hear more about the Jumpstart program, you can go out to spiritinmotionexpo.com. And for this 2-day event with the 6 speakers, it's $44 ahead of time or $56 the day of the event. And it's at the Hacienda Inn in downtown Prescott. And Melanie, is there any way that you'd like people to get a hold of you, or the best way that people can get a hold of you?
Sure. Well, they can visit my new website. I'm just now finishing it up, so it's brand new, and it's called bridgeforparents.com, bridgeforparents.com, and there they can reach me, either by email, phone number, but they're welcome to email me as well at team@bridge parents.com. And my office number is 928-239-5656.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and I will see you this weekend, Melanie.
Yay, I'm excited. I hope we get lots and lots of people show up because it's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on, a lot of really fascinating work.
Yep, yeah, it really is. So thank you so much, and you have a great day, and I will see you this weekend.
All right, see you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So with that, we have a few minutes, and when we were on before with Autumn, she was asking if maybe I could ask the angels what's going on with her son, her 16-year-old son. So I really appreciate that Melanie answered with her expertise of working with the parents of teenagers. And since I don't have a teenager, but the angels know. So I'm shuffling some cards, Autumn. And as you can hear them shuffling and thinking of you and your 16-year-old son. And one of the things that the cards and the angels will help us with is to help us know what we can do for the situation. It's not going to say, oh, this is what your kid is doing. There's not cards in there that say specific like that, but they're saying different things that you, Autumn, that you can do. So we have one card there. The cards that I'm shuffling around are the integration cards from Diane Garris, created by Diane Garris. And these are also the ones that we've been using for Meditate with the Angels. And the one from this week, the one that has played a couple different times already, is 7C, the True Purpose, for the Meditate with the Angels. So it's really interesting. We've had 3 out of the 4 cards dealing with our 7th chakra. It's pretty amazing. I think the universe is telling us something, people. Okay, Autumn. Your 16-year-old son. So it's interesting. Okay, and I will take pictures of these cards and I'll post them out on Thrive Talk as well as on Angel Talk with Sue Facebook group. The first one is 6C, future. So this is the 6th chakra. And what's really interesting about this card, I was doing last week when I was down in Phoenix, when I'm waiting, in between people or at the beginning of the day, I will shuffle the cards and I'll just put one card out from each of the decks that I have. This card popped up 3 different times. So it is 6C, future. So what it feels like for this particular question having to do with your 16-year-old son is really, now I'm kind of going back and forth. So don't get so hung up and so panicked about what is going to happen tomorrow in the future. Because really, if there is truly only the present moment, yesterday is done. Tomorrow is going to be what it is, but we are right now where we are. One of the things that Melanie said was, bring us back to the present moment. So with this future card coming up, there's a couple different feelings that are coming up. One of them is, don't get hung up on the future. Don't do the what if scenario. I have a friend that is fabulous at doing the what if scenario, and sometimes I have to slap her and bring her back to reality. So don't get hung up on the what if story. Really focus on, okay, this is where we are. And as you go about your day with your son, those moments that maybe there was a smile, maybe there was a hug, maybe there was a communication that was happening between the two of you, those are the things to focus on. And those are the things to put energy, gratitude, appreciation into, because those are the moments that you want the future to be created from. So really focus on, wow, I love my son. And even if you think back to, a time when you two had a special moment, and maybe it was a few years ago, but those are the times to focus on and bring energy to that, to help put energy into the future, because our present moment is creating our future. So that's the first card. And the second one is 13, perspective. Now, perspective is an interesting card because it really is, what is our perspective on things? And it really does go back to, well, are we focusing on the positive? Are we focusing on other things? And what our perspective can be, sometimes we need to take a step back. I used to, when I was in the corporate world, and people would get, there was always something going on, some political thing at corporate America. And I would tell people, okay, take a step back and look at the life here in corporate America as the ant farm that it is. And you can see this person following this person because that person is following that person. And this person is doing this because the person in front of them is doing it. And because they were told, they don't know why. Well, okay, take a step back and look at, you are both spiritual beings in here, in this lifetime as humans. You had a spiritual agreement before you came into this world. And you both came to expand who you are and to love each other and yourself. So take a step back and look at the lifetime more from the perspective, okay, we're two souls. Autumn and 16-year-old son, we're two souls. And we love each other. We came here because we love each other. And we may be doing things to aggravate each other, to help accept that person for who they are, for where they are, and love them anyway, no matter what is going on. So perspective is really an interesting card for the situation with your 16-year-old son. So I hope that helps, Autumn. And like I said, I will take pictures of these and put these out on Thrive Talk Network on their Facebook page, as well as on the Facebook group I have created called Angel Talk with Sue. So beautiful, beautiful. And of course, like I said, call on the angels. Call on those angels for your kids. Any parent or any child for your parent or parents who are going through dementia and through more the end of life, you can call on the angels for them as well. So I hope that helps, Autumn and everyone. And now, before we get into a short meditation, I just want to remind everyone that you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Meditate with the Angels is 7 a.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network, with the replays for both being out on Thrive Talk Network's YouTube channel. So, and one other thing I want to mention is the virtual psychic fair is also coming up this weekend. It's an online event where you can go out and pick and choose from the readers that are available and get a reading. You can also see the weekly angel card readings that I do. It's posted on the virtualpsychicfair.com, and it's also posted on Sue Broome's YouTube channel. And thank you, Diane Garris, for the beautiful music that we get to listen to at the beginning and end of the show, as well as the meditation music. So with that, we're going to start a short meditation. So if you're driving, please do not close your eyes. You can pull over, but I'd like you to get into a comfortable position. Whether you're sitting or whether you're lying down, as long as your body is comfortable and you're not getting distractions from the cell phone or from a doorbell or from somebody else in the house. Maybe close the door where you are. And I'd like you to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're breathing in, breathe in the calm and the peace and tranquility and love of this present moment. And as you're exhaling, allow any stresses, any worries, allow them to just release. And again, breathing in this present moment, this loving feeling that you feel right now, the calm, no matter what's going on around you. And as you exhale, allow any thoughts that don't pertain to this present moment, allow them to float away. And feel yourself getting more comfortable in the chair that you're sitting in. You can feel your shoulders relax. And let's bring in the love of the divine right through our crown chakra, down through our head and neck, down into our heart space, and continue to fill up every cell of our bodies, every cell of our very being. And as it's filling up with this loving energy, if there's any stresses that were maybe tucked away that we didn't even realize were there, just allow those to fall away too. And then bring in the love of the divine, of Mother Earth, up through your feet, up through your ankles and your legs, up through your hips, solar plexus, mixing in with your heart space and the divine. And then allow Mother Earth energy and love to float all the way up and out your crown chakra. So you have this energy of love coming from above as below, intermingling with all of the cells of your being, mixing in with our heart space, with our loving energy. And feel that energy just running throughout. You may feel it as a warmth. You may feel it as a tingling. You may feel it as something else. Whatever you feel is right for you. And as we're in this wonderful space, call in your angels and have them step a little bit closer to you so you can feel their energy mixing in with the divine and Mother Earth energy and your loving energy. And this wonderful feeling that we have together, you can expand it. You can expand it into the space of the room you're in. You can expand it into your home, into your city. And the more people that do this, the more shifting we are all helping with the loving energy, with the peace and the tranquility, and allowing the stresses and worries to fall away. The more we expand the love, the calm, the more others will feel it around us. So this is something that you can take a few minutes every single day to pause, to get back to this present moment, to just allow yourself to feel this truth, this loving energy, the tranquility, the joy, the expansion. You can be in this space as long as you want. And if you only have that minute, take the minute and bring yourself back to this feeling. Everybody has a minute. You all have a minute to enjoy this space. So feel that energy, feel the love running from your crown all the way down, from your feet all the way up, and from your angels all around you. Feel how wonderful that feels. And just allow that space to expand, that feeling to expand. And you can do that for as long as you'd like, and when you're ready to bring yourself back, you can bring yourself back. And for now, I am going to bring us back. I'm going to bring us back into our bodies, into this Monday, into this magical moment that's happening right now that we're sharing together. And as you're slowly coming back, you can wiggle your hands and wiggle your toes. There's something that's shifted with you. You can feel the expansion. You can feel the integration of the love. It doesn't go away. More love is now a part of you as you're coming back. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And feel the tree roots growing out through the bottom of your feet, deep down into Mother Earth, bringing you back into this present moment, this reality. Wiggle your hands, wiggle your toes, shake your heads from side to side. Come back all the way into your body, and whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'd like to thank everyone, no matter where you are, whether you're listening live or on replay. You've been listening to Angel Talk with Sue, 1 p.m. Eastern, every Monday on Thrive Talk Network. And if you've enjoyed this short meditation, Go out to a Thrive Talk Network at 7 a.m. Eastern every day to listen to Meditate with the Angels. Replays are always on YouTube for Thrive Talk Network. Have a great week and angel blessings to you.